America's been drinking beer from a company that doesn't even know which restroom to use. That's why I created Conservative Dad's Ultra Right 100% woke-free beer.
Cool. That is the right wing's response to Bud Light, or Budweiser, I should say, deciding to send a special can of Bud Light to Dylan Mulvaney because she has been documenting her experience transitioning as a transgender woman for the last year. Okay, so look, before we get to like the goofiness of the right wing response to it, I don't understand how they don't get that, like Budweiser, and by the way, this is for everybody, left, right, doesn't matter where you stand on the transgender issue. Budweiser doesn't give a damn about anybody. Budweiser gives a damn about itself, about their earnings, about their profits. And so they have decided, oh, this might be a good way to attract a young consumer base. And to be sure, Bud Light is only consumed by young people playing beer pong in college. I can't imagine any other situation in which Bud Light is acceptable as a drink.
Okay, so I don't have strong opinions on the taste of beer, but look, I do have strong opinions about the story. So there's actually an acceptable part and a hilarious part. So Anna, you're totally right. They're hilariously and ironically complaining about capitalism. They're like, Bud Light thinks it's gonna sell more beers because there's more progressives in the country. Oh, there are? Yeah, there are. Nike did this and then they gained like $6 billion or some insane amount of money in their market cap. And same things happened to Anheuser-Busch that happened to Nike. In the beginning, old stock market guys were like, oh, I'm conservative, I bet everybody hates this. And they drive the price down a little bit. And then sales go way up and they're like, oh, time to buy Nike. And then the stock market zooms back up. Same thing is gonna happen with Bud Light. And so that's point one. Point two is, look, you wanna do a protest brand? There's nothing wrong with that, okay? And you wanna do a lifestyle brand. I actually think that the country's gonna split into right wing and left wing brands completely, and other kinds of brands. Hey, biker brand, this brand, that brand. We did it. I got twostrongcoffee.com/TYT. Okay, gives money to progressive causes. You don't want that Starbucks anti-union stuff. twostrongcoffee.com/TYT. Okay, so that part's okay. But the Republicans smashing things they don't like is hilarious.
And highly entertaining. Like the thing that I don't understand is the freak out over this. It has no impact on your life. Why are you freaking out about it? But anyway, before we explore more info on the mastermind behind this ultra light beer, it's literally just called Ultra Light. Let's watch him explain why Ultra Right is the ultimate new beer for patriots.
As conservatives, we're constantly getting hit in the face, left and right, by the woke mind virus. But the last place we want it is in our beer. If you know which bathroom to use, you know what beer you should be drinking. Stop giving money to woke corporations that hate our values. And to the rest of you woke corporations, stay the away from our kids.
All right, cool. He likes baseball. Makes me uncomfortable. So the new endeavor comes from It comes from Seth Weathers. That's his name. I'm trying to be fair. Okay, so here's a bit of an intro on him and what he represents. So Weathers was the former director of Donald Trump's Georgia campaign. He said, quote, "I read The Art of the Deal at 18 and I've followed Trump ever since then," Weathers said. "He's a brass knuckle fighter. I'd wanted him to run for years." And what's his claim to fame? Well, Weathers has been in the national spotlight recently after the Gwinnett County Commissioner Tommy Hunter, a longtime client, called civil rights leader and US Representative John Lewis a racist pig on Facebook. He has stood by Hunter since the day the commissioner's January 14th Facebook post went viral. But despite all of that, let's go to the next graphic. Weathers' official time with the Trump campaign lasted only about 2 months. It's unclear why Weathers left the campaign, and he calls rumors hinting at a reason for his departure fake news. So ever since then he's worked as like a political consultant, but now he's an entrepreneur, Cenk. He's a real entrepreneur. We've got more, including this fun graphic. Conservatives will no longer complain about big corporations who use our money to indoctrinate our children with their woke garbage. We'll dump them. But there are a few problems, as one Twitter user pointed out. So how much does this beer cost? Oh, okay, cool. $20 plus shipping for a 6-pack is a war crime, not even 5%.
$20 for a 6-pack. Okay, hey brother, like I got you. And when you're a smaller business, the cost can run up. I got it.
Oh, look at Cenk being fair. Look at him with his entrepreneurial knowledge. Okay. No, but we got to go to the next graphic real quick. And by the way, I made a mistake. It's not ultra light. It's called ultra right. That's the name of the beer. And actually with shipping and all of that, it costs $33.08 for a 6-pack of beer. It's amazing.
Oh my God, with the shipping is $33. Okay. That better be some quality beer for that amount of money, okay?
It's not.
All right, so couple of things here. First of all, I'm shocked that this guy's not a weatherman. Because he looks like a cheesy weather anchor, like, hello everybody, I'm Seth Weathers. Get it? My name has to do with the weather. Okay, so that's point one, random. Number two is equally random. Stay the F out of where, F away from our kids. First of all, you're cursing while talking about kids. Second of all, you've got a beer brand, and you literally can't give it to kids. So, okay, fascinating. I wouldn't have brought up kids in that conversation. And then,
Can I comment on that? Yeah. Sorry, Cenk, hold that thought for a second. I think what he's referring to, I could be wrong, but I think what he's referring to, and I think possibly the reason why conservatives are so up in arms about Mulvaney and Bud Light doing this to support her for their own corporate reasons, is because she's documenting her transition on Twitter, TikTok. And while doing that, like the right wing's concerned that their kids are watching it, right? To which I say, don't you control the content your kids are watching? Like, I don't understand. Are you giving your kids you're giving your kids cell phones? And if you don't want them watching certain content, then you should block that content on their phones. It's not that difficult.
Yeah, and as a parent, I can tell you, it's not just about blocking things. Parent them. Like, they will get so many different messages from the outside world. Your job is to parent them with the correct messages so that they don't buy into any fads or this or that or anything that you think is harmful. So why don't you do your job? Okay, so now last part of this is that whole fake news thing. Like I don't know what happened to him. He got fired or whatever. He left abruptly. Now conservatives have this get out of jail free card. Anytime they do something wrong, they're like fake news. Did it work?
It did work. It's amazing to me how Trump co-opted the fake news narrative, which was a real concern during the 2016 presidential election. And he's like,
and it was named after what his campaign was doing.
Exactly.
They were doing the fake news.
No, but like, Cenk, this is what I mean. And please understand that I'm not saying this because I like Trump. I don't like Trump. But when I say that he's a little bit of a genius when it comes to marketing and messaging, that's what I'm referring to. He was so successful in taking that phrase and he's like, oh, I like that phrase, I'm gonna use it for myself. And so now when you hear fake news, you think of Trump, you think of Republicans, you don't think about the very real problem of disinformation that was spread during the 2016 election and continues to be spread today.
All right, we're gonna show you conservative smashing things in a second, but last thing I'll say about that, Anna, is, look, I wouldn't call it genius. In fact, I would reverse it and say, it's actually a super simple idea. If you're a really prominent figure that the press always quotes, just repeat your message endlessly and you'll win. But the Democrats are such dullards that they couldn't figure that out. To this day, they still have not figured it out, and it's pathetic.
Yeah, Democrats are terrible at messaging. So with that said, I guess let's watch Republicans break stuff.
Yeah.
And with people who kneel for the national anthem, Well, sorry, Nike. I've been buying you for the past 20 plus years. Not anymore.
M&M's?
Garbage. If you need to get rid of it, as much as you can get, just start throwing it in there. 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 Burn it. Burn it. Burn it.
You know what? You know what? Good on Republicans for buying the product specifically to smash them. That'll show them. That'll show them.
That might be why Nike stock went up so much. These guys, and they've done it 1,000 times on almost like half the products, like Kurg machines. Kurg once said like "Happy Holidays" instead of "Merry Christmas." They're like, smash it! Right?
I remember that. That was so absurd.
Right. I don't even remember exactly what Kurg did, but it doesn't matter. They're such snowflakes. The tiniest little things will trigger them. And like little children, they love smashing stuff.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks. We really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.